What's up, everyone? Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is so crazy that we're actually filming a video for YouTube. But welcome to the Rod's fan page. So we originally started this video because of the madness that happened these last few days. Would have never known that this would have been the case. But we're here to kind of set up the record, set the record straight, spill some tea, let everybody know what actually did happen that day, and just go from there. And welcome to you guys to step in, take off your shoes, make yourself comfortable, and story time. If you haven't seen the video yet, it has been circulating around Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and it's a video of our first look, which I'm like crying like a baby. And apparently many people resonated with that. Many people had many things to say about that. And it was crazy because it all started Wednesday, right?
Was it? Yeah, let's say Wednesday. At this point, every day feels is like same day, so we'll go with Wednesday, yeah.
Okay, so Wednesday, I'm just going about, normal day, normal quarantine day. As you still see, we're still in quarantine. But I was just doing my work, right? And my sisters were over too. And then all of a sudden, I get a text, right? And it's a text through Remind, which if you guys don't know, Remind is like a messaging platform that teachers use with their students because I'm a teacher. So they go ahead and message me and say, Mr. Rodriguez, I saw your video on TikTok. And I was like, at that point, I was like, well, no, TikTok, that's not me. That's not us. That could be.
Yeah, that can't be us.
It can't be. So, and we're not even on TikTok. We don't even have an account. We didn't have an account at that point. So I go, I'm like, what? And then she says, oh yeah, and your video's going viral. I'm like, viral? Nah, this is some type of prank or something. But the video shows like a little bit of a preview. And in that preview, it actually showed our wedding video. And I'm like, how can our students get our wedding video? Like, I've never shared it with them.
Something's off.
Something has to be off.
Yeah.
So we go ahead and we click on the link. And then all of a sudden, there it is. Our first look, literally on TikTok. And we're not on TikTok.
Yeah.
So we were super confused. So when we go to find out what was going on, we had seen that our videographer actually posted the video. Shout out to Foxgrove Films. But our videographer actually posted the video and didn't let us know because he was like, yeah, it's totally normal.
Yeah, he was just trying out the platform to see like what worked and what didn't, and I think he just threw it out there, and he didn't even himself, he didn't expect that kind of feedback or blow up,
I mean, who would have? Who would have, especially it being one of his first videos. So he posted that video, not letting us know whatsoever what was going on. And at that point, we had like 300,000 views, right? It was like 300,000 views and skyrocketing. Every time we would refresh the page, it would be like double that amount. And we're freaking out at this point. We're like, oh my God. People didn't know is that was that one part of the wedding video I would fast forward every single time we watched our wedding video on our anniversaries, it was crazy. I mean, my wife, right? I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Every time I'd be like, oh, embarrassing. And I would fast forward and go through that section. And there it is on TikTok, a platform I would never use and I swore not to use because of my students. Because all my students were on it. And our video was posted. And then it went over to Instagram.
Yeah, so it just went on Instagram, and we didn't even know that. Yeah, he put me on the spot. We didn't even know that. I think at that point it just started like rocketing, and people that we know that followed us were just like sending in our DMs like, hey, did you guys know you were here? Did you guys know you were there? And we were like, what? How did it get there? Like, honestly, I was really surprised the whole TikTok thing, and I was like, whatever, it's just TikTok. We don't use TikTok. That's not a part of our lives. I could care less. But once it started getting to other social media platforms, I was like, okay. So then people just kept sending us, hey, you're on this page, you're on this page, you're viral on this page and this page. And I'm like, Dios mío. Entonces, like, yo, I live my life private. I don't like anything.
We don't really post much.
We don't post much. And now it's like everything is everywhere.
It wasn't.
So
I'm telling you, I've never gotten as many friend requests in a
ever.
matter of like hours. Friend requests of like random people that don't know us at all. And like my wife was mentioning, it's just like, it's super random because we would have never expected this to happen, much less on multiple platforms, you know?
Yeah, we didn't expect it at all. It's nothing we looked for.
And that's the biggest shock, I think, for us, was like seeing that we didn't expect it, we didn't ask for it, and then all of a sudden it was blowing up. And it was on TikTok. TikTok started growing from 3,000 to 600,000. And then for 600,000, we started refreshing the page. What, 1 million? We went to 1 million. That number climbed to like 2 million.
I don't even know where
2 point something million. And then we're just like, wow, this is getting crazy. Multiple of the students messaging us. It went on Instagram, like we mentioned. Instagram started blowing up. A couple of big relationship pages reposted our videos. And tons of comments. Tons of comments of people just like all over the place. So we... It ended up actually going to Twitter.
Yeah, we found out about Twitter this morning. No. I found out about Twitter, I think yesterday, but I didn't really pay any mind to it. I was just like, oh, great, another platform. But then my cousin called me this morning. She's like, do you know? You're like, I don't even know, 40 million or whatever. And I'm like, no, stop it. Like, I can't. I'm over here trying to live my life.
But since our business is out there, hey, we said, might as well. Let's let the door open and let people into our lives. But we wanted to take advantage of this moment and also explain our side of the story, because that's only like really a snippet. And it was crazy. I think one of the craziest experiences of this whole experience is like seeing people just comment all over the place. It was all kinds of comments too. It was positive comments. It was negative comments as well. We saw a whole bunch of people making up stories of my wife's reaction and making up stories of like my reaction and what happened that day, and like trying to come up with family drama when there was none. It was insane. It was to the point where it's just like, I need to get publishers on Twitter to start hiring some people, because the versions of these stories were, I'd say, hella creative. To keep it positive. To keep it positive for sure. Yeah. So yeah, we just wanted to let you guys know what our side of the story was. So do you want to start off with your side, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
You go first? Okay. I didn't even think we introduced ourselves. But this is my wife Val, and I'm Oniel. And this is Oniel. But yeah, my side of the story. Okay, so let's set the ground, the stage. So what you guys saw was really just me crying like a baby, turning around to see her, and that's about it, right? Everything else was kind of off. You guys didn't really get an insight as to what it was. So right before then, I was with the guys, and then you guys were with the girls. Well, you were with the girls, and then I was with the guys, and then the guys were in a whole separate area, because this was like a big open field, right, of venue. And while I was on one end, she was on the other. We did it intentionally that way to make sure that we didn't see each other before the first look actually happened, because we wanted to record it.
Yeah, and that was the first look, so...
That was literally the first look.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen each other before then, I think, since the night before. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The night before was the last time that we saw each other, and then that same day, we even got ready in different areas, and our family was amazing.
I mean, like the typical type.
Yeah. And we ended up just getting ready in completely separate areas. So I was taking my pictures with the guys while she was getting ready in a whole different area. And then all of a sudden, I have our videographer and our photographer pull us to the side. Shout out to Stephanie as well. Shout out to Fox River and Stephanie. You guys were awesome.
They're the best.
Literally the best. If you guys are in the Orlando area, Central Florida area, or literally anywhere. 'Cause I think they travel.
Yeah.
Hit them up, and we'll probably post their link somewhere.
Yeah, and the cool thing, side note, the cool thing about them is they're really good friends, so they just vibe so well together. So what you're gonna get, if you get both of them, you get magic. So
yeah, and they didn't pay for this promotion, by the way. So yeah, we were getting ready in separate areas. They go to pull me to the side. They grab my arm. This part you don't know because I don't think I told you this part. Like, they grab my arm really quick and say, "Hey, it's time for the first look." I wasn't ready. I wasn't even mentally prepared. I didn't know what to expect. You know, all day before we had conversations and we were saying like, you know, I don't think I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, so not even before, but like, you know, we planned our wedding, I don't know, like a year in advance or a year and a half. So we would be like, are you gonna cry? And you know how everybody's like, oh, I want my husband to cry. So we would be like, are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry? And he's like, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because he never cries.
And needless to say, it happens, as you guys saw. But right before, they pulled me to the side. They pulled me to the area where she was getting ready. Obviously, you know, blindfolding me, making sure that I'm not seeing anything. And then the area where they were at, I don't know if you guys could imagine. I'll try to post a picture of the venue so you guys can actually see it. So there was a row of windows, right? And then the windows, the girls know that I'm coming because they obviously warned Val that I was coming.
Yeah, yeah.
So they start opening the windows, right? And I started seeing all the girls line up, right? All of them. And
they were
then,
like all peeking through the windows.
literally to try to get a glimpse of the first look. So I caught eyes with my mom. And that was the first time that I cried. Many people don't know this, but that was literally the first time I cried when I caught eyes with my mom, because I was looking at my mom and I was thinking, wow, this is literally it. This is the last time I'm gonna be under her house. Like, this is the last time she's gonna have to watch out for me. Now it's gonna be on my own. And just the weight of that moment got to me. And it was, the way I could describe it is like an invisible truck literally just ran me over, and I couldn't stop it. Like, I couldn't, and it was just like, ah! And then in my mind I'm thinking, I have to get myself together before she sees me like this, like a mess. So even before, like, I was prepping myself mentally to try to
Bring it back.
hold myself in, you know,
Get it together.
rough it out, right?
Right.
So then I'm like, okay, I'm breathing. They're telling me she's almost coming. They gave me time to get ready. I'm like, and then music is playing, and I'm like, why do they gotta play some music when I'm trying
They
to?
were pulling on your heartstrings.
Literally trying to everything that they could to try to get me to cry. I feel. So I'm trying to get myself together. Music starts playing. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm like, oh, you got this. You got this. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
But before that, I mean, I remember you telling me it was just an emotional morning, I think, because you had time with your dad, and then you had time with your grandma, and then you had like a memory of your aunt. So it's like very emotional throughout the morning. So it's just like one thing on top of the other. So, you know, like, who wouldn't, you know? Yeah.
It kind of like added fuel to that invisible truck that just ran me over, because that's one part that I left out. Diesel, yeah. That's one thing that I left out was like, I cried before my dad. That was the first time. I cried with my dad because my wedding day, I'll try to post a picture somewhere so you guys can get a visual. My wedding day had like a little flower arrangement on the side that had a picture of my aunt that had passed away a few years ago. So I had that in her memory, and when he saw that, he started tearing up. I started tearing up. We were just a mess, because it's like a whole bunch of emotions, because you want that person to be there in that moment and enjoy this moment. You know they would have enjoyed that moment, but they're just not there. So it's rough. It's really hard to think about that, and I feel like that's what first just like got me to an emotional breakdown. So that happened actually when I was taking pictures with the guys. And then they pulled me over, and then I cried when I saw my mom again. Mind you, this whole time I'm thinking I'm never gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna be okay. You know, I'll probably smile at most. So yeah, then
probably.
Then but I mean, yeah, of course.
Shoot, I'll probably smile. You know?
No, I would smile. So then we finally get to the point where she's about to touch me. Going back, She's about to touch me. So then I feel her hand, and then you guys saw the moment. You guys saw what happened. I turned around, and then I want you to hear out when I say this. Many people were criticizing me, like, oh, it's a light skin thing, such a simp. Which I actually had to look up because I didn't even know what simp meant.
Yeah, we're out of it.
Out of it. So I looked this up, and I was like, people were like criticizing because you was mad weak, showing emotion and stuff. You don't know, and you're probably guessing, and you're probably like talking because you've never had that experience yourself, like you've never gotten married yourself, so you can't judge, But with that said, turn around, and when I see her, yes, I have seen her before. Of course, I had seen her before. We were not in prom, okay? This was not a prom event. And I had seen her before, but never that made up because she was always such a natural person and just like a naturally beautiful person that I had never seen her, full on.
It was glam.
And it took time to get ready as well.
Yeah.
So the expectations or the imaginations, the possibilities, because she also hid her dress from me. I had never seen her dress. I never knew what she was gonna look like.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all these imagination, and then it almost, in that 1 second where I turned around, it's almost as if my life flashed before my eyes, right? And then I saw myself as a little kid wondering what would my wife look like. And then to turn around and not only turn around, but also see your best friend staring back at you in the way that you imagine her to be, like more than what you imagine her to be. It was just like, wow, like such an emotional moment. I literally, like a semi truck. If the truck before had hit me, a semi truck literally just like ran me over. A bulldozer of a truck. Like, I'm talking about this thing. This truck carries planes of how how tough it was.
That's big.
It was a big truck. In those few seconds, it's crazy because I had no expectation. So bullcrap to say that I practiced. Two, it was so quick that I never imagined being ready emotionally for that moment. And then three, to actually have all those moments like flashing before my eyes, culminating together, it just made for such an experience that I couldn't help but let my emotions out. And I'm not a crier at all. Like it's rare the times that my wife has seen me cry.
Yeah.
And that moment, it was just like, I can't even explain it to you unless you have actually been there. Emotions just let themselves out, and I couldn't help myself. So I was literally a mess, which it just added to the moment.
It was like a pure mess, like a beautiful mess. You weren't like out of control. It was just so sincere and heartfelt, you lived the moment, and that's beautiful.
Yeah. It's like imagining something so long in your head, and then in that moment you realize you're in that imagination, and the imagination is better than what you thought. Like more than what you deserve. Like that, I think part of those tears were like, I don't deserve this. Like, why?
Grace God.
Yeah, like why am I in this moment? Like, it was just so much gratitude, gratefulness. It was just, she was beautiful. Like she's like literally my wildest dreams come true. So when I had that moment to turn around and seeing her, it was just like, it was emotional. It was an emotional moment. So, I'll stop there to give then my wife a chance to explain her side of the story.